Hello students, today we are going to discuss our exercise first, which is about magnetic effect of electric current. And related with this exercise, we have finished up to 30, problem number 30 in the last video. So we have see some problem in this video and we have complete some of the theoretical part also. Okay, so we have started with problem number 31. So problem number 31 is theoretical and they ask us about that. A long solenoid has a length L and average diameter D and n layers of turns. Each layer contains n number of turns. If current flowing through the solenoid is I, the value of magnetic field at the center is proportional to. So as we know, solenoid is like this. Okay. So along this we have a field. Okay. So field is proportional on the radius, so that's why, but we have the formula like this: mu 0 ni, and this n we are like write like this, number of turns per unit length. So it is also depend on radius. Okay, so they ask us about field at the center. So field is also proportional to radius, hence it is also proportional to the diameter d0. Okay, so option number A is correct. Okay, then next problem number 32, they ask us a long solenoid carrying a current produces a magnetic field B along its axis. If the current is double and the number of turns per centimeter is half, the new value of the magnetic field is. So they ask us new value of magnetic field. So all of you have sheets. So we have to problem number 32. So how we solve? We have the field B1, which is simplest field, and this is solenoid. So field of solenoid, we have the formula for that, mu 0 ni. So for the first field we have say n1 I1. Okay, then for the second field we have to say when the value is going to change, B is equal to mu 0 n2 I2, and they give us change. So what kind of change is there? n2 is equal to what? Number of turns is half. So n2 is equal to n1 by 2. And what about the current? Current is double, so I2 is equal to 2I. So we have to put this in these equations. We have to take the ratio of these, and then after that we have to find the relation between the fields. So what we have, B2 is equal to mu 0 n2 I2. So we have the put these values. Okay, so B2 is equal to mu 0 n1 by 2 into 2I1. Okay, so 2 get cancelled. So B2 is also equal to what? Mu 0 n1 I1. So hence what we have, B1 is equal to B2, means field remains same, means second option. Okay, so this is the answer. Then after that we have to solve the problem number 30. So first of all we have to read the problem number 30. So in that what we have, a long solenoid having 200 turns per centimeter carries a current I. Magnetic field at its axis is 6.28 into 10 raised to minus 2 Weber per meter square, and another solenoid having 100 turns per centimeter and carries current I. Then the magnetic field at the axis will be. Okay, so they give us current ratios. Okay, so what we have B2 by B1 is equal to mu 0 N2 I2 upon mu 0 N1 I1. Okay, what given data is what? Given data this for this is I1 is equal to I and I2 is equal to I by 3. Okay, got it? After that, what we have? We have the magnetic field B1. So B1 is equal to 6.28 into 10 raised to minus 2 Weber per meter square. Okay, so we have to find B2. So mu 0 get cancelled. So B2 by B1 is equal to what we have? N2 I2 by N1 I1. So I should write here. So look here. So what we have? B2 by B1. So we have the value of N2 I2, N1 I1 and B1 B2. Okay, so N1 is equal to 200 tons per centimeter and N2 is equal to 100 tons per centimeter. Okay, so B2 by B1 is equal to N2 is 100 into I2 is I by 3 upon N1 is 200 into current is I. So I going to cancel and B2 is equal to B1 is going to cancel and this 3 is multiplied to this by 6. So which is equal to B1 by 6. So B1 is 6.28 into 10 raised to minus 2 into 6. So after calculating this, I think the answer is becomes okay. So this is the answer here. I have to cross check this answer. Answer is correct. So this is the answer. Okay, so for the problem number 34, what should we have? Look here carefully. For the problem number 34, a proton and alpha particle are separately projected in a region where a uniform magnetic field exists. The initial velocities are perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field. If both the particles move along circle of radii, the ratio of momentum of proton to alpha particle. So what we have? radius of moving particle is r is equal to mv upon qb. We have studied in our moving particle in a uniform magnetic field, and particle moves in a circular path, and mv means momentum, p upon qb. So p is equal to qbr. Okay, means momentum is proportional to charge. If this b and r is constant, radii also equal, and field is also uniform, at that time p for proton upon p for alpha is equal to qp upon q alpha. So charge on proton is E, and alpha particle contains 2 proton, means 2e. So E get cancelled. We have the ratio for the momentum is 1/2. Okay, so this is the answer for the 35 number of question, that is cathode ray are moving between the poles of a magnet due to the effect of magnetic field. Okay, so when moving charge is moves, it also produces magnetic field. So two magnetic field opposes each other, so ray deflect in upward direction perpendicular to the direction of paper. Because when we have field like this and particle moves like this, so this particle goes like this in upward direction due to the force applied on it. Okay, because if field is because force and velocity and field are mutually perpendicular to the each other. Okay, after this we have problem number 36. For the problem number 36, so look here, they ask about frequency for transfer uniform magnetic field for circular path. We have find that equation, that f is equal to qb upon 2 pi m, qb upon 2 pi m. So how should we have find this? As we know, these things are constant, so we have to say frequency is proportional to q upon m. And after calculating this, the mass of electron is very less and charge on electron is same as compared to others. So the maximum frequency is of charge electron. We comparing charge and mass of the charge on the particle and mass of the charge. Okay, and comparing by that, we have got that electron having less mass and same charge as compared to other. So the maximum frequency of the particle compared in between these 4 which having electron. Okay, so 37 number problem you have to solve at your own, for 38 also. Then for the 39, for problem number 39, what should we have? Look here, for problem number 39, we have if an electron of velocity having velocity 2i cap plus 3j cap and which is subjected to a magnetic field b bar is equal to 4k cap. Okay, and from this equation what should we have to say? Because we have xy component like this, so if velocity in this component, that is means field is perpendicular to the velocity. So velocity is perpendicular to the field, and from this what should we have to say? It organizes a circular path like this. It organizes a circular path like this, means option number 3, when particle moves in mutually perpendicular direction to the magnetic field. As we see, in the last 35 number question. Okay, the question number 40 to 50 you have to solve at your own and send me some doubts, because these questions are similar to above questions and very simple. Okay, and also you have homework in this video. You should solve the illustrations in your notebook. Illustrations are solved in your sheet. Just you have to write down that and understood. If having some doubt, you can ask me on my WhatsApp number. So from illustration number 15, you should send me homework from illustration number 15 to illustration number 30. Up to this, all things are completed as a theory. So you should solve that illustration and send me to my WhatsApp number up to tomorrow 4 p.m. Okay, means 2nd June 2020. Okay, after this we have to start it up with new topic in this chapter, means last topic, which we have to say it as atomic magnetism. You all guys are also studied this part in chemistry. We have also studied in atomic structure in next chapter. Okay, so atomic magnetism, here we have to study. Okay, so when we are study about atomic magnetism, in that so what is meant by atomic magnetism? When electron or particle charge moves in orbit, it produces orbital current, and hence magnetic field produce. So it's called atomic magnetism. So in that atomic magnetism, we have discussed Bohr's postulate. So here we have need of only two postulates, which are first and second. Okay, so first postulate. So Bohr's first postulate is what all of you know, as we know, we have studied in chemistry. So Bohr's first postulate is about forces. So when electron moves in a orbit, in circular orbit, this is the center, so which acts as centripetal force on that, electrostatic force on that. There is also centrifugal force is there. Okay, so and electron is also moving in this direction, so current in this direction. So this circle having anti-clockwise direction, means like this having anti-clockwise direction, so the current is produced. So here we have the equation for Bohr's first postulate, means electrostatic force is equal to centripetal force, and which is K E square upon R square is equal to what? mv square upon r. This is the radius of the circular orbital and the velocity of electron. Okay, so this is the Bohr's first postulate. After this we have Bohr's second postulate, and in that Bohr's second postulate, what should we have to know? We have to know that angular momentum of an electron, angular momentum of an electron, which is denoted by L, is equal to integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. Integral multiple of h upon 2 pi means what? Okay, so n is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on, and h means Planck's constant. So h means what? Planck's constant. So this is the angular momentum of electrons. So these are two Bohr's postulate, and from that we have to prove that the atomic magnetism means what. In that we have to first discuss about orbital current. In that we have to discuss about orbital current. So these things I should rough. If having any query, you should ask me personally. Okay, so I can rub this. After this, from these two postulates, we have to find some quantities which are related with atomic magnetism, which is means first is orbital current. So as we know, I is equal to charge upon time. So here is charge is electron upon time means E up into F. 1 upon T means frequency. Okay, after this what should we have? As we know, V is equal to, which is circular path, means 2 pi r upon T. This T is equal to 2 pi r upon V. So instead of T, what should we have to write here? So I is equal to EV upon 2 pi r. Okay, EV upon 2 pi r, and V upon r, as we know, V is equal to r omega. So hence omega is equal to V upon r. So V upon r is omega. So I is equal to E omega upon 2 pi. So these are the some relation for the orbital current. Okay, and this is the orbital current which represent orbit having some kind of magnetic field in that. Okay, after that we have the magnetic induction at the position of nucleus. So magnetic induction at the position of nucleus if having radius r. Next term, B term is magnetic induction at the position of nucleus, or we have to say at the center. This is circular path which having the current, and as we consider or as we compare with the circular coil, this orbit, हा जो ऑर्बिट आहे हा आपण कशाशी कंपेअर करणार आहे? सर्क्युलर कॉइल सोबत. ओके, मग सर्क्युलर कॉइल सोबत कंपेअर केल्यानंतर ॲट द सेंटर न्यूक्लियस आहे. सो फील्ड ॲट द न्यूक्लियस इज इक्वल टू μ0 I upon 2r. Okay, so this is the field at the nucleus. This is the, we have to call it as a atomic magnetism. After this we have to find the magnetic moment of orbit. Okay, next term is magnetic moment of orbit. Okay, so magnetic moment of orbit or we have to say circular orbit. How we find? As we know, if we have considered current carrying coil, magnetic moment M is equal to I into A. We have studied in the last lecture. So how we solve here magnetic moment of circular coil? We have know current I is equal to E into F. Okay, and if of radius of our circle is R, we have to say here small r, then area of that circular coil is pi r square. So this is the magnetic moment. Okay, then we have put the some values here. Which kind of values we have to put here? Look here, that is M is equal to E and time period T 1 upon F is equal to 1 upon T, and this is E pi r square. Okay, as we know T is equal to 2 pi r upon V, so hence I should write here. So from this what should we have to got for the magnetic dipole moment? M is equal to E pi r square and into V upon 2 pi r. So pi get cancel, r get cancel, only 1 r is remaining. So magnetic dipole moment is E V r upon 2. So this is the magnetic dipole moment. Okay, so we have to find the relation between, we find the relation between magnetic dipole moment and angular momentum, or only we have to say magnetic momentum and angular momentum. So all of you know that angular momentum is equal to mvr. So we have to convert this. How? Look here. So m is equal to evr upon 2. So we have to जर ही क्वांटिटी तशीच ठेवायची असेल तर m ने मल्टिप्लाय आणि डिवाइड केलं तर m कॅन्सल होणार आहे. फक्त आपण त्याच्यात सिम्पलेस्ट मॉडिफिकेशन करणार आहे, म्हणजे ती क्वांटिटी तशीच राहील, त्याच्यात काही चेंज नाही होणार, पण आपलं इक्वेशन मॉडिफाय होईल. कसं? सो m आणि मास ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन मल्टिप्लाय आणि डिवाइड केलं, बरोबर. मग आता इथे काय राहील? हा e आणि आपण 2 तसंच राहिला, आणि ही टर्म काय झाली? आपण 2m हा इकडे आला, इंटू ही काय झाली? mvr. आता mvr म्हणजेच काय झालं? अँग्युलर मोमेंटम. म्हणजेच m इज इक्वल टू काय आलं? el अपॉन ट्वाइस m. तर ही जी टर्म आहे हेच काय रिप्रेझेंट करतं? विच रिप्रेझेंट द रिलेशन बिटवीन अँग्युलर मोमेंटम अँड लिनियर मोमेंटम. ओके, ऑफ मॅग्नेटिक मोमेंटम. ओके, त्याच्यानंतर आपल्याला फाइंड करायचं आहे बोहर्स मॅग्नेटॉन. तर मग बोहर्स मॅग्नेटॉन कसं फाइंड करायचं? तर या ठिकाणी पहा, बोहर्स मॅग्नेटॉन. सो बोहर्स मॅग्नेटॉन इज डिनोटेड बाय म्यू बी. ओके, तर बोहर्स मॅग्नेटॉनला कशाला म्हणायचं आहे? From the Bohr's सेकंड पॉस्ट्युलेट. मग आता बोरच्या सेकंड पॉस्ट्युलेटमध्ये काय दिलं आहे त्यावरून आपल्याला बोहर्स मॅग्नेटॉन फाइंड करायचं आहे. बोर सेकंड पॉस्ट्युलेटमध्ये दिलं आहे एल इज इक्वल टू एन एच अपॉन 2 पाय. आता हे आपल्याला काय करायचं आहे? आपल्या ह्या लास्ट इक्वेशनमध्ये पुस्ट करायचं आहे, त्याला स्टार म्हटलं आपण. ते काय आहे? m इज इक्वल टू ई एल अपॉन 2m. एलची व्हॅल्यू पुट केली आहे, एम इज इक्वल टू ई बाय 2m इंटू NH/2π. ओके, मग आता हे जर सिम्प्लिफाय केलं, आफ्टर सिम्प्लिफाइंग दिस what should we have to got? That m is equal to NEH upon 4πm. Okay, and if we have n is equal to 1, then m means magnetic moment. If orbital number is 1, then magnetic moment is called Bohr's magneton. Then it's called Bohr's magneton. Okay, so how we find this? So mu b is equal to m is equal to EH upon 4πm. आणि याची व्हॅल्यू तुम्ही फाइंड करू शकता. तुम्ही जर सगळ्या व्हॅल्यू पुट केल्या तर त्या सगळ्या व्हॅल्यू पुट केल्यानंतर जी व्हॅल्यू आपल्याला भेटेल त्या व्हॅल्यूला आपण काय म्हणणार आहे, बोर्स मॅग्नेटॉन. तर सगळ्या व्हॅल्यू जर पुट केल्या, तुम्हाला माहिती आहे इलेक्ट्रॉनची व्हॅल्यू 1.6 इंटू 10⁻⁹ इंटू प्लँक्स कॉन्स्टंट इज 6.63 इंटू 10⁻34 जूल अपॉन 4 इंटू 3.14 इंटू मास ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन आहे 9.31 इंटू 9.1 इंटू 10⁻31. ओके, आणि याचं जो युनिट आहे ते ॲम्पियर मीटर स्क्वेअर आहे. हे जर कॅल्क्युलेट केलं 0.923 इंटू 10⁻23 ॲम्पियर मीटर स्क्वेअर ही झाली बोहर मॅग्नेटॉनची व्हॅल्यू, जी की आपण कुठे फाइंड करतो, इलेक्ट्रॉनच्या फर्स्ट ऑर्बिटमध्ये. ओके, सो दिस इज कॉल्ड ॲज फर्स्ट ऑर्बिट ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन ऑर ॲटॉमिक मॅग्नेटिझम. ओके, आता याच्यानंतर आपण नेक्स्ट पॉईंट पाहणार आहे. नेक्स्ट पॉईंट म्हणजे अ बॉडी, नेक्स्ट पॉईंट काय आहे तो म्हणजे अ नॉन कंडक्टिंग चार्ज बॉडीसाठी, नॉन कंडक्टिंग रोटेटिंग चार्ज बॉडी. ओके, सो नेक्स्ट पॉइंट आपण पाहणार आहे नॉन कंडक्टिंग चार्ज बॉडी rotating with non-conducting charge body rotating with some angular speed. Non-conducting charge body is rotating with some angular speed. आता मग यामध्ये आपण काय करणार आहे की आपण एक हे घेणार आहे, रिंग करणार आहे, आणि ही चार्ज रिंग असणार आहे या पद्धतीने, विच इज चार्ज ऑन द सर्कम्फरन्स ऑफ द रिंग. चार्ज इज युनिफॉर्मली स्प्रेड ऑन द सर्कम्फरन्स ऑफ द रिंग. ओके, and at that time, as we know, which is rotate with some angular velocity omega. Okay, as we know, the angular momentum L is equal to I omega. Okay, so for the I is the moment of inertia. I is what? moment of inertia. All of you studied in the rotational motion, or we have to say rigid body dynamics. So for the ring rotating about its own axis, the moment of inertia for the ring at the center is mr square omega. Okay, so this is the angular momentum. Then what we have to find? Magnetic momentum. Okay, so how we find the magnetic momentum from this? As we know, m is equal to charge is q l upon 2 pi l upon ql upon 2 pi m. Okay, so we have to put the value of L, q into m r square omega upon 2m. So magnetic momentum of this non-conducting charge ring is, rotating ring is q omega r square upon 2. ओके, सो आता आपण वेगळ्या बॉडीजसाठी या ठिकाणी चार्ट तयार करणार आहे. सो मग तो चार्ट आपण या ठिकाणी तयार करू. ठीक आहे, होप सो तुम्हाला समजला असेल. कन्सेप्ट सिंपल आहे, फक्त तुम्हाला इथे मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया कन्सिडर करून त्या फॉर्ममध्ये नॉन कंडक्टिंग चार्ज बॉडीसाठी फाईंड करायचं आहे. नॉन कंडक्टिंगमध्ये ती बॉडी चार्ज कंडक्ट करणार नाही आहे. ओके, सो आफ्टर दिस आपल्याला या ठिकाणी एक चार्ट बनवायचा आहे. तर चार्ट बनवत असताना कशा प्रकारे या ठिकाणी बॉडी नेम, ठीक आहे, त्यानंतर येणार आहे बॉडीचं मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया ॲट द सेंटर ऑफ मास. ठीक आहे, आणि त्याच्यानंतर येणार आहे मॅग्नेटिक मोमेंटम m इज इक्वल टू QL अपॉन 2m. ओके, L इज इक्वल टू, आता त्या बॉडीचा आपण फाईंड करून घेणार साईडला आणि तिथे पुट करणार आहे. पहिलं रिंग घेतलं आपण, रिंगचं फाईंड केलेलं आहे. रिंगचं मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया ॲट द सेंटर आहे mr स्क्वेअर, आणि ते जर कॅल्क्युलेट केलं तर त्याचं मॅग्नेटिक मोमेंटम येतं m इज इक्वल टू q ओमेगा r स्क्वेअर. ओके, आपण सेकंड बॉडी घेतली. पण सेकंड बॉडी जर घेतली डिस्क, काय घेतली? डिस्क घेतली, तर त्याचं मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया येतं ॲट द सेंटर mr स्क्वेअर बाय 2. ठीक आहे, म्हणजे मग 1/2ने याला मल्टिप्लाय होतं, सॉरी याला मल्टिप्लाय बाय 2 येतं. मग याचं मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया अँग्युलर मोमेंटम काय येईल? mr स्क्वेअर बाय 2 इंटू ओमेगा. ठीक आहे, मग मॅग्नेटिक मोमेंटममध्ये पुट केलं q इंटू mr स्क्वेअर बाय 2 इंटू ओमेगा अपॉन 2m. mm गेट कॅन्सल. 1/2 इंटू 1/2 किती येईल? 1/4. म्हणजे m इज इक्वल टू q ओमेगा r स्क्वेअर अपॉन 4. त्याच्यानंतर थर्ड बॉडी आपण घेतली आहे या ठिकाणी. थर्ड बॉडी इज सॉलिड स्पियर. सॉलिड स्पियरचं सेंटरला अबाउट डायमीटर जे मोमेंट आहे 2/5 mr स्क्वेअर. मग याचं मॅग्नेटिक डायपोल मोमेंटम काय येईल? इथे पुट करू आपण 2/5 mr स्क्वेअर. ते घेतलं 2/5 mr स्क्वेअर. 2 काय होईल? कॅन्सल. कॅन्सल, म्हणजे हेच काय येईल? q ओमेगा r स्क्वेअर अपॉन 5. q ओमेगा r स्क्वेअर अपॉन 5. ठीक आहे. देन प्रॉब्लेम नंबर 4. फॉर द प्रॉब्लेम नंबर 4 what should we have? Sorry, body number 4 spherical shell म्हणजे hollow sphere. स्पेरिकल शेल किंवा आपण त्याला काय म्हणतो हॉलो स्पियर. आता हॉलो स्पियरची जी मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया आहे ते तुम्ही पाहिलेलं आहे 2/3 mr². मग या ठिकाणी जर पुट केलं 2/3 म्हणजे इथं किती 2/3 2 कॅन्सल म्हणजे q ओमेगा r²/3 m इज इक्वल टू q ओमेगा r²/3. Okay, so this is the chart for the non-conducting body which is moving charge body which is moving with some angular speed. आणि मग त्याचं आपण काय फाइंड केले मॅग्नेटिक मोमेंटम किंवा मॅग्नेटिक मोमेंट. ओके, सो विथ द हेल्प ऑफ मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया. तर या पद्धतीची थेरी आहे. याच्यावर जे इलिस्ट्रेटिव्ह जे प्रॉब्लेम्स आहेत ते मला वाटतं आपण डिस्कस करावेत. ठीक आहे, तुम्हाला होमवर्क मी सांगितलेला आहे, मला तो 24 तासाच्या आत आला पाहिजे. नाही आला तर त्याची कंप्लेंट मी शेख सरांकडे करणार आहे. याची सर्वांनी दक्षता घ्यायची. सॉरी, याच्यावर काही इलिस्ट्रेटिव्ह प्रॉब्लेम नाही आहेत, तर इलिस्ट्रेशन सॉल्व करून आणि ते 1 ते 50 एक्सरसाइज 1चे प्रॉब्लेम मी सांगितले होते, त्याच्यापैकी जवळपास 40 घेतलेत, 10 राहिलेत. तर 10मध्ये काय डाऊट असेल तर तुम्ही मला पर्सनल टाकू शकता आणि उद्या मी त्याच्या पुढचं होमवर्क तुम्हाला देणार आहे. ओके, आणि मग त्याचे डाऊट्स मी त्याच्या पुढच्या व्हिडिओमध्ये शेअर करणार आहे. जर काही कोणाला शंका वाटत असेल तर पर्सनल व्हॉट्सअप नंबर तुमच्याकडे आहे, तुम्ही ग्रुपवर आहात. त्या पद्धतीने तुम्ही व्हिडिओ लेक्चर्स आता असल्यामुळे जो आपला फेस ऑफचा जो फील येतो आहे तो ह्या व्हिडिओ लेक्चरमध्ये येणार नाही आहे. तरी काही सजेशन असतील तर तुम्ही देऊ शकता. ठीक आहे, लेक्चर जर आवडला असेल तर शेअर करा आणि सबस्क्राईब करा. धन्यवाद.